Here with us now is former Pima County Sheriff Richard Carmona and former FBI agent and NewsNation law and justice contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's get right into those new comments made by an anonymous source inside the investigation. They spoke to our Brian Enton. They said police were not even looking at this as a criminal matter. I want to play a short part of it.
What would you say are the biggest mistakes when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, from what you know?
Speaking with some people that actually know the intimate knowledge of this investigation have told me that there was an immediate rush to judgment on what was happening at that scene, and it was that Nancy had somehow wandered off. And so they rushed to that judgment, stayed with that judgment, and then ran the investigation as if this was a search and rescue issue, opposed to a possible criminal issue.
So, Richard, I will start with you. What's your reaction to hearing that they thought Nancy simply walked away and did not start looking at this as a criminal matter until a few days later?
Good morning. Thank you for having me with you.
Of course.
In fact, again, I want to be clear that I was not part of the investigation, spent decades with the department previously. So the allegation is troubling. I know that there were a number of challenges to start with from my colleagues who were in the investigation, that there were many young detectives. There were not enough senior people there. There was not a good relationship with the FBI, who I worked with for many, many years, and they're extraordinary investigators. But this particular sheriff did not want to work with them. So I see a number of challenges that were put before us, even though I want to speak also that the detectives I know and the leaders that still are within the department are exceptional people. But from the very top, the leadership was lacking, as you all saw nationally on TV and local TV when the sheriff spoke. It was very disappointing and embarrassing to all of us in law enforcement.
And we always know the first 48 hours are crucial to any investigation. Jennifer, if police went off that theory, how could the investigation have been impacted?
Well, I will say, first of all, that about 125,000 elderly walk away from their houses and are investigated every year. So that is typical. This is extremely atypical that you would have a kidnapping situation. But you look at the fact the ring cameras pulled off, the doors are open, there's blood all going out of the house. I mean, these were obvious clues that this wasn't somebody just walking away. And the impact, as you asked, the impact is grave because you are missing crucial minutes and hours right after this occurred to find that person in that area. And so it was, you can never get the first 48 back.
Richard, that same source that spoke to Brian Enton said the majority of investigators assigned to that case did not have experience in homicide cases. We were here in the newsroom, we were talking about that. Is that very uncommon, especially for a small, some would say sleepy town like Pima County or in Pima County?
Well, I'd say that Pima County is not a small, sleepy area. It's actually pretty busy. We're along the national border, the international border with Mexico.
That's a good point.
So it is. But to your point, what I was told by the investigators, that there were many young investigators there. There was not a lot of experience. A lot of senior officers left the department when Nanos became the sheriff because they had no confidence in his leadership.
Jennifer, from your experience as an FBI special agent, what would have been your first reaction if you were called to assist in this case, knowing the local police were seemingly in over their heads?
I mean, the first move is to secure that crime scene. I would have established a way to get in and out for those who had to get in and out. I would have absolutely redone the crime scene to include the roof, to include the septic tank on that first mission again. I also would have started a canvas that spanned out further and also grabbed those cameras that would have involved traffic cameras. There was a school that there's a circuitous route that could have been taken. I would get all this camera footage within that time frame and have the analysts on top of that right after I took over.
Tomorrow marks 9 weeks since Nancy Guthrie went missing. Still no concrete information about a suspect. There was one former Pima County detective. He said this about the kidnapper.
They were either really, really, really pros or really, really, really lucky so far. And I think it's a mixture of the two right now. I think you got to have some facet of experience and training to carry out something like this and be successful for 2 months.
I'm going to pose this question to both of you. I'm running out of time, but it's an important question. Is it luck or skill that whomever did this is still on the run, Richard?
Well, I don't know that's the right way to characterize it, to tell you the truth. It's an unusual case. It starts out in the beginning that you have to ask the question, did this person just walk away? Is it an elderly person that walked away, which, as the FBI agent had said, is a common thing. But then it expands when you find out that was unlikely, when you start seeing evidence like blood in the back of the house, things like that, that now this looks more like criminal. But then you look for motive. Why would somebody kidnap an 84-year-old lady who's infirm? And so that's where the investigation starts. I think that the challenge was at the very top. I think the department has a great record and history of being good investigators and a great department working collaboratively with FBI and other agencies. But the challenge was at the top. The challenge was from the sheriff that didn't provide the leadership that was necessary.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.